Coming up today, it's the first episode of the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle here in 2024. We rewind to the last two non-conference games of the regular season for UNCW, highlights from Marshall and Arkansas. We'll also sit down with sophomore Noah Ross in our player profile. We'll have our play of the week, the player of the week, and we'll preview the start of the CAA slate for UNCW. It will start on the road against Drexel and Towson. All that coming up this first edition of 2024 on the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle. Anticipated pass. Oh, Whitfield bump this time from Trezarian White. Instead of dunk for Horton Hayes.
Come on, pressure it! Pressure it!
Well, welcome and Happy New Year, everybody. Mike Vaccaro here alongside Takeo Siddle, head coach of the Seahawks. Coach, you close out the non-conference slate here, 9-3. Pretty impressive when you look at 5 of those 9 wins coming away from Wilmington.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough schedule, Mike, when we put it together. It was tough for us to get home games, and all of our road games were against really good opponents, and we wanted to challenge our group, and I think we did. Hopefully it prepared us for league play because that's what it's going to look like. Hopefully we're ready to go and get some road wins because you have to be able to win on the road to be a good team. But very proud of our guys and how they handled the whole non-conference schedule. We learned a lot of lessons. We got better throughout it, and I think we're ready to go into league play playing some good basketball.
Well, let's take a look at these last 2 non-conference games, starting with Marshall right before the holiday break. I know it's always a tough time, but your kids certainly focused. You led wire to wire against the Thundering Herd, a very good team out of the Sun Belt Conference. What was your takeaway in that game?
Well, I knew that my takeaway was that we were really focused on that 40 minutes that we were there. My main message was to make sure that we lock in on each day we had leading up to the game, and then when we got to the game, just to stay locked in and don't worry about going home until after. And I thought our guys did a really good job of it.
And a complete team victory as well. And your bench continues to be very solid. As you've said a lot of times, if it's going to be a championship team, the bench has to be big.
They were the reason why we won. Trey had some monster numbers. Shaquem has some really good numbers. Guys played well. For sure, and put up some stats, but the energy and the toughness that second unit brought really got us over the hump.
And it's not an easy place to play. Marshall, again, a physical team, taller team in some positions. I mean, this is certainly a quality win in non-conference play.
We think so. I think they'll win a lot of games in their league. They just beat a really good team not too long ago in their conference. I mean, it's one of those games where when you look at it, it's okay. The styles are, it's kind of difficult for us. They're bigger, they're athletic, they play really fast, play NBA-style offense, and they switch 1 through 5 defensively. So it was a tough challenge for us. But I thought we executed our game plan well.
Certainly did. Again, UNCW at Marshall right before the holiday break. Let's take a look at our highlights. UNCW, very good road victory here, 78-69 the final score. And Coach, not only the bench, but again, taking care of the basketball, only 6 turnovers in this game. It continues to be a big part of the success right now of the team.
Well, they kind of force you, to have to make some one-on-one plays because they switch everything and stay in front of you. I think that we did a really good job not playing into that. We were getting multiple sides of the floor. We were touching the paint, and we were playing very unselfish basketball. And we have really good guards. And we play 4 at a time, and they take care of the basketball. And they're older and experienced, and that's what's expected from them. But, taking care of the basketball is one of those qualities you have to have if you want to compete to win a championship.
Zarian White, as you said, off the bench, really good. A career high tying 27 points, shooting 7 of 13, 11 of 14 from the free throw line. One of 4 Seahawks in double figures in this game. Again, 78-69 the final score. UNCW gets the win at Marshall. We'll take a break. When we get back, we'll talk about the road trip to Fayetteville, Arkansas, the Seahawks and the Razorbacks from last week. Stay with us. More after this.
It's time to light up the season during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Get our best offers and choose from a huge selection of Ford F-150 trucks with the capability, convenience, and technology to help bring us together. Wow. Discover how Ford F-150 can make the holidays bright. It's the final days to get 2.9% financing for 72 months with up to $4,150 in package savings plus no payments for 90 days on select F-150 trucks.
Hey, grab me one too.
Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast bake goodness into your morning. Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg, biscuit and gravy, or a country fried steak biscuit. Any 2 just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be.
It's so easy. Get out your own way.
Hardee's newest handcrafted recipe, candied bacon, coated with caramelized brown sugar and a hint of pepper to add a whole new level of goodness to breakfast, lunch, dinner, or anytime. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Well, after the Marshall game before the holiday break, coming back from the holiday break, and the Seahawks take on Arkansas, the second SEC opponent for UNCW. Coach, the first one was Kentucky, and that was a win at Rupp Arena. So, you go to Arkansas, and those guys, they're going to be ready for you, knowing what you're capable of doing.
Yeah, on top of them losing to a mid-major opponent already and some other mid-major opponents playing them really close on their home court, we knew that it would have to take a different type of effort for us to come in and have a chance to win a game. We knew they'd be ready for us. But I thought when we came into the game, I thought we were ready. We played some really good basketball in the first half. And then midway through the second half, we got a little loose with some things that we were doing, and they made us pay, and that's what really good teams do.
And you look at Arkansas, maybe a deeper team, certainly a deeper team than you guys. They came and played, 13, 14 guys. Their bench has been good this season as well. But was that a factor, all the players that they had to come off the bench, and you're without Shamar Rattan-Mays, who was missing in that game?
Yeah, I think it played a factor in it. And you couple that with the athleticism and the size, I think it wore us down for sure. Them playing 15 guys, I don't know if I've ever experienced anything like that. We played some good basketball in spurts. We did. They're a really good basketball team. Once they start to figure it out, in my opinion, I think they're a Final Four caliber team with the depth, the size, the skill, the athleticism that they have. They can go deep in the tournament.
You come up short here, but you scored 90 points on the road against an SEC opponent. I know you're a defensive-minded coach, but the 90 points, what does that tell you about this team and what they were able to do on the road?
Well, that was impressive, and I told Coach Emmerich, we did that after coming off a break. That was our first game after a break, and we were nervous about finding our offensive rhythm after the break, but we came, Trey had a really good game offensively, Shy did. We didn't turn the ball over much. Guys were making threes. To put up 90 points on those guys after Christmas break, that's something that we can build on.
Well, maybe not the result they wanted, but still some good coming away from this game. Let's take a look now at our highlights from UNCW and Arkansas from Saturday.
Deep in the shot clock, they knock down the open jumper, Shaquem Phillips off the bounce. They won that Kentucky game, their first win over a top 25 team since '02, and a free ride for Shaquem Phillips to knock the score. Offensive rebound. Jenkins from the top, hits the dot. First three of the game for anybody on the floor.
They're a tough cover for the Razorbacks right now in the first 8 minutes.
Jenkins, corner pocket three, money. For Brad Stoops. Phillips a three, and it's down. Just his second three of the season. He doesn't take many. That was only his 9th attempt. Outside Doobie, yes sir. Fourth three for the Seahawks. They are heating up here in this first half.
Paint touches. That's what Coach Siddell talked about. Arkansas wants to score in the paint. After the foul line. Kind of missed it.
3-on-2 break. White trying to plow his way inside, and one. They'll count the basket.
Guess what?
Season coming in, he's got 2 in this first half. What a lift that would be for Arkansas if he got going.
He's a streaky scorer now. He can score.
Vanderheide with the counter on the other end for UNCW.
A nice job of making 1-2 passes. And again, getting wide open, walk-in threes.
White, his rebuttal is through.
Like I said, he starts making those.
Jenkins fall away. Offensive rebound. Phillips pulls up mid-range, and the mid-range savant makes it look so easy.
Again, he's not this guy. He's not that player. But I'm just saying, this is what Chris Paul is. He's not in a 3-point crazy game. He's a mid-range killer.
Phillips in no man's land with 9 to shoot.
See how he gets in there and just kind of sizes it up. He's got a little old school flavor to him.
Hayes splashes through a three. Trezarian White going baseline, and he powers it through. And a foul headed to the line. Hoop and harm.
He's just so good at getting angles. He gets the angle on you.
As soon as we're done here, inside of 2 minutes to go, that game is starting on the app, and we'll send you there live for the telecast as soon as we're done here in Fayetteville. With a minute 53 left, Arkansas leads by 11, and an and one for White, who's up to 25 points for the Seahawks.
Well, 106-90 the final score there as we talk about the offense certainly clicking for UNCW with 90 points. Career high 28 from Trezarian White off the bench, career high 25 for Shaquem Phillips. So those two guys really the bulk of the points. I know you needed maybe to have some more depth point-wise. You just didn't get it in this game, but still some positives to come away from this game.
Some positives. Those guys are the guys that we're depending on to carry the offensive load for us. We have really good players around them. Those guys are different because they can touch the paint and break you down off the dribble without us having to run anything for them. And so they did their job. We had some good performances by other guys, but like I told you on air, Mike, we got to make sure on a consistent basis that Donovan's giving us 10 to 12, Malik's giving us anywhere from 10 to 15 a game, and KJ's chipping in with his 10 to 12. Once we start clicking all at once, we're going to be very dangerous.
Yeah, if you could have 3 to 5 guys in double figures, certainly a lot of good things will happen for UNCW. As we touched on, only 8 turnovers in this game for the Seahawks and 47 points off the bench for UNCW as well. So the non-conference slate is over. We'll take a break. We'll be back with Noah Ross, and after that, we'll preview the CAA slate starting on Thursday. Stay with us. More to come after these messages.
People have trusted Reed's Jewelers with their life's moments since 1946. That's because we're family owned. We treat everyone who walks through our doors or visits our website as a part of our family. We have a beautiful selection of jewelry and watches for any occasion. We offer free shipping and returns, as well as multiple payment options to make sure you find the perfect gift. See why people have trusted Reed's Jewelers to celebrate their life's moments for over 75 years.
Game day at Walk-Ons is just different, and it starts with the way our teammates prep each dish from our scratch menu. No shortcuts. We are hand-cutting every single mozzarella log straight from the block, hand-peeling, stuffing, and bacon wrapping each voodoo shrimp, hand-carving ribeyes for our steaks and po' boys, and hand-slicing, then tossing our boneless wings and our house-made sauces. With wall-to-wall TVs and food like this, why would you want to watch anywhere else? That's game day, the Walk-Ons way.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chad Fortune with Wilmington Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Excited to be on the UNCW campus today to talk to you about this week's Medical Minute. Shoulder injuries are extremely common in sports, recreational, and job-related activities. These injuries can range from chronic overuse injuries to traumatic injuries like shoulder separations, dislocations, and even rotator cuff tears. Sometimes injuries can be prevented, but sometimes with traumatic injuries they are not preventable. But we always talk about preventative strategies to try to limit their effects. One of the biggest things to consider is rotator cuff strength as well as upper back strength, in addition to good posture throughout your day. As always, if these symptoms persist, please come see us at Wilmington Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Our goal is to support you with easily accessible world-class care for all your orthopedic and sports medicine needs.
Preparing for the big game, athletes practice countless hours year-round. Then, it's game time, and their fans get to see the results, cheering on their team to a win. At Coastline Insurance, we're working hard behind the scenes, preparing for when you need us, because we want our customers to be our biggest fans. Let Coastline Insurance shop your coverage and find out why we say, when we shop, you win. Find us online at coastlineinsurance.com.
Back, and it's time now for a player profile. Today it's the sophomore Noah Ross. And Coach, this is a guy that, you look at his stats, nothing's going to jump off the page, but he's one of those glue guys and a guy that does so many things for this team that when he was injured last year, you missed that.
Yeah, we did. We missed his toughness a lot last year and the way he competes. And that's what he brings to this group. He's probably our toughest competitor. One of those guys, we don't have to get him shots. He'll go get it off the offensive glass. He'll run the floor, maybe get a pitch ahead for a rip drive or a transition three or a kick out three. We don't need to run anything for him, but what he provides to our team, a lot of guys on our team don't bring that to the table, but he is tough and he's competitive and all he cares about is winning.
And he's been part of the starting lineup. How has his game improved going from freshman to sophomore year?
I think he's just, settling down and playing the game a little bit better. I'm on him so much because he can be really special. But just settling down, I think he started to do that a little bit more from the beginning of the season and try to be more of a two-way guy and just really focus on his defense.
Well, again, he's been good. Only 2 years, really less than that for UNCW. John Smith has more now on the sophomore Noah Ross.
John Smith, joined by Noah Ross, now sophomore here at UNCW. How much work have you put in this offseason? You were a freshman last year, came in, were able to earn playing time, but what were you able to do this year to make sure you get your body ready for your sophomore season?
This offseason's been big for me. I think what you just said, getting my body ready, has kind of been the main thing. Obviously experienced a tough injury my freshman year that put me out in the middle of the season. So I've been spending a lot of time making sure my body's good and ready to go. And outside of that, in terms of on the court, kind of just the same stuff that I was doing before that got me on the court as a freshman. Obviously it was working, so kind of just sticking to that. But yeah, I would say the main thing is just making sure I'm staying healthy, staying on top of my treatment, my recovery, all that stuff.
How difficult is it? Things were going so well for you during the season last year, and then you have that injury that sidelined you, and it wasn't something that was, a designated time period. It's when you can get back out there. How difficult was that, and was it hard to get back to where you were once you were cleared?
Oh yeah, it was definitely a tough thing. Probably more mentally than anything. Just trying to keep my head on straight throughout it all. It was tough seeing my teammates out there, and obviously not being able to help them, and being young too. There was kind of it was just kind of a rough stretch for me. I leaned heavily on my faith throughout that period, which helped me out a lot. Kind of grew in that aspect a lot, and yeah, I mean it was definitely a tough experience, and just tried not to rush it when I got back. And then when I did get back, I'd probably say the biggest thing for me was feel. Obviously, I haven't played a real basketball game in I think it was like 5 or 6 weeks. So just kind of getting my feel back with everything was the biggest thing for me.
As you transform and get bigger and stronger, how does that feel? Does your game change naturally? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of just opens the door for new opportunities as a player. As I've even, going back to high school and just kind of hitting that growth spurt, and now being in the weight room more, gaining more weight kind of just allows me to, I guess, bang down there with the bigger guys, while also having the same outside game that I've had my whole life growing up.
For you folks as a team fell short. Has that been the motivating factor through the preseason and gearing up to the season, knowing that when push comes to shove, you need to have that momentum to push you over the edge where that NCAA tournament berth is the only thing that matters? Yeah,
I think the NCAA tournament is obviously the main goal. That's where we want to be. That's where we want to bring Wilmington kind of back to. But it's definitely a motivator. I wouldn't say it's our main motivator. We stick to our process a lot. Coach Siddle's a big process guy, so coming in day by day, just stacking your days, letting them build on top of each other. But yeah, I'd definitely be lying if I didn't say that was a motivating factor in the back of our minds.
When you say it's such a long season, and there are teams that go through streaks, winning and losing. You guys, had one of the longest streaks in the country when Charleston came here. I think it was 15 and 18 combined between the two teams. How do you not get ahead of yourself when you said that prize the NCAA? Is it you look at the next opponent and realize that next opponent is going to help you get to that final goal? Yeah, kind of what I said earlier about the process thing. Like Coach Siddle kind of harps on us to just kind of stay level-headed, take it day by day, whether it's practice, game, or whatever. We want to walk away from it knowing we got better. We want to take a step forward. He's big on us, obviously not taking a step backwards, but also not staying the same. So each game we go out, we want to, dominate the opponent in front of us and be able to build off that going forward. Basketball is a team sport, and teams are relationships. Talk about that relationship that you have with your roommate, teammate, Nolan. How much fun is it having somebody that is generally a great friend on the team? It's great. It's been a lot of fun, and he's been a blessing for me. Having someone that I just kind of clicked with instantly has been great for me. We do. I mean, every class we've taken at Wilmington, we've been in the same class, do everything together, eat together. So yeah, I enjoy spending a lot of time with him, and I'm excited to be able to actually get on the court with him this year. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And we obviously have that chemistry together. So he's been great. He's been a blessing for sure. Is it kind of a accountability person too, that since you guys are taking all the classes, that you're able to make sure, hey, we got to get this done. So I know everybody's personalities are different, but that must help a lot. It does. It's kind of having a backstop, I guess, a friendly reminder. If maybe I forgot to do an assignment, he's on me about it, or did you remember to do this? Stuff like that. So that stuff carries over onto the court as well. Just holding each other accountable, and obviously we're really good friends, but we compete as well. So it's been fun. In this new era of college basketball, having a team bring back so many players is rare. This team has brought back so many veterans. What are practices like when you have all this group of guys? It's nearly 2 years in the making. Yeah, it's been good. You can kind of see our culture in full effect in a practice. And we have a lot of older guys, some of them from the transfer portal too. And it's just allowed for our practices to
kind of just be more mature. Coach doesn't have to deal with any shenanigans, any attitudes or stuff like that egos that he would have to worry about. And I think having older guys helps with that because everyone comes in and they know at the end of the day our main focus is to win. So that's kind of the mindset that we have every day.
Well, I appreciate you joining us. We'll be right back.
It's time to light up the season during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Get our best offers and choose from a huge selection of Ford F-150 trucks with the capability, convenience, and technology to help bring us together. Discover how Ford F-150 can make the holidays bright. It's the final days to get 2.9% financing for 72 months with up to $4,150 in package savings plus no payments for 90 days on select F-150 trucks.
Hey, grab me one too.
Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast bake goodness into your morning. Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg, biscuit and gravy, or a country fried steak biscuit. Any two, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be.
It's so easy. Get out your own way.
Hardee's newest handcrafted recipe, candied bacon, coated with caramelized brown sugar and a hint of pepper to add a whole new level of goodness to breakfast, lunch, dinner, or anytime. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Time now for this week's Play of the Week. We rewind to the trip to Marshall. The Seahawks playing some really good team basketball. Here is our Play of the Week. Well, again, our Play of the Week provided by Trazarian White on the assist from KJ Jenkins. Coach, you love to see that movement without the basketball. Good things typically happen when you do that.
Yeah, we stress it a lot. The thing about that play is that was the very end of that set call that we ran, and it's going to be good for our playbook. But it was great. Everybody did what they were supposed to do. We had patience to get to that point of the play. And Trey made a really good back cut, and KJ delivered an on-point pass, and what a heck of a finish that was.
Yeah, you like to see that. Really good team basketball there. Our Play of the Week. That leads us to our Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week, Trazarian White. What a two-game stretch he had. Career-high tying 27 against Marshall, career-high 28 against Arkansas as well. Coach's numbers really good. Average 4 rebounds, 48% from the field, 50% from three, and it seems like he's not relying on that three ball, but he's mixing it in a little bit more now as well.
It's going to make him dangerous, Mike, just to mix it in a little bit to keep the defense honest. He's playing some good basketball right now. I think back when I was an assistant coach here, some of the guys that we had, the C.J. Bryces and, Chris Flemings, those type of guys. He's right in that category. He's one of those guys. He's a star. He is.
Yeah, and inching toward 1,000 points in his Seahawk career as well. Our Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week this week, it is Trazarian White. We'll take a break here. When we get back, we'll preview the road trip for UNCW in conference play now. It is Drexel, it's Towson, those games for the Seahawks this week. Stay with us. More after this.
People have trusted Reed's Jewelers with their life's moments since 1946. That's because we're family owned. We treat everyone who walks through our doors or visits our website as a part of our family. We have a beautiful selection of jewelry and watches for any occasion. We offer free shipping and returns, as well as multiple payment options to make sure you find the perfect gift. See why people have trusted Reed's Jewelers to celebrate their life's moments for over 75 years.
Game day at Walk-Ons is just different, and it starts with the way our teammates prep each dish from our scratch menu. No shortcuts. We are hand cutting every single mozzarella log straight from the block. Hand peeling, stuffing, and bacon wrapping each voodoo shrimp. Hand carving ribeyes for our steaks and po' boys. and hand slicing, then tossing our boneless wings in our house-made sauces. With wall-to-wall TVs and food like this, why would you want to watch anywhere else? That's game day, the walk-on's way.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chad Fortune with Wilmington Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Excited to be on the UNCW campus today to talk to you about this week's Medical Minute. Shoulder injuries are extremely common in sports, recreational, and job-related activities. These injuries can range from chronic overuse injuries to traumatic injuries like shoulder separations, dislocations, and even rotator cuff tears. Sometimes injuries can be prevented, but sometimes with traumatic injuries they are not preventable. But we always talk about preventative strategies to try to limit their effects. One of the biggest things to consider is rotator cuff strength as well as upper back strength, in addition to good posture throughout your day. As always, if these symptoms persist, please come see us at Wilmington Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Our goal is to support you with easily accessible world-class care for all your orthopedic and sports medicine needs.
Preparing for the big game, athletes practice countless hours year-round. Then, it's game time, and their fans get to see the results, cheering on their team to a win. At Coastline Insurance, we're working hard behind the scenes, preparing for when you need us, because we want our customers to be our biggest fans. Let Coastline Insurance shop your coverage and find out why we say, when we shop, you win. Find us online at coastlineinsurance.com.
Well, conference play is upon us. UNCW heads into the conference 9-3 overall. And before we get into the games, again, you feel like this team battle-tested and you got what you wanted to see non-conference-wise heading into what should be a very tough conference season.
We absolutely got what we were, when we put the schedule together, we got what we were looking for. So many lessons that we learned in all of our wins and losses. We challenged them on the road. Against different styles. We got everything that we wanted. That's to be determined if we're battle tested and ready to go into conference play, but I feel good about where we are right now with this team.
Well, you're going to have to be tough both physically and mentally this trip. Drexel on Thursday, Towson on Saturday afternoon. Let's talk about Drexel. Already a conference game under their belt with a win against Hampton on Monday. They've got Amari Williams, preseason player of the year as well, but I think their guard is pretty good as well.
He is, and our guard is really good too. And Shaquem and him coming back as a fifth-year senior, he's got to win that matchup. Donovan, he's got to chip in. Shamar, they have to chip in and win that matchup for sure. And the big boy, we're going to have to do it by committee. He's a load. He's a high major. We like to call him a cheat code. He's one of those guys. We don't have anybody like that in our league. Anybody that we've played against so far. So, he's going to be a tough challenge for us. But them as a team, they're well coached, have a lot of respect for what they do. We're going to have to be very tough. We're going to have to be physical. We have to rebound the basketball in order to win the game.
So again, it's 2 games on the road to open conference play. Thursday, UNCW at Drexel. That game at 7 o'clock. We'll have it for you at 6:45 on 95.9 The Breeze, the Sunrise Radio app as well. And then on Saturday, 2 o'clock tip at Towson, the Seahawks and the Tigers, once again on 95.9 The Breeze and the Sunrise Radio app. So conference season is here, Coach, on the road. Best of luck in these 2 games against Drexel and Towson.
Thank you, Mike.
For Takeo Siddle, Riley Nance, and Tom Reardon, I'm Mike Vaccaro here. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week for another edition of the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle. Anticipated pass. Oh, Whitfield dunk this time from Trezarian White. Instead of dunk for Horton Hayes.
Come on, pressure it! Pressure it!